Do you know that person who never breaks down? Who's always there, solving other people's problems, giving advice, being a shoulder to cry on, but nobody ever sees them cry? Well, that was me. And today I'm going to show you what really happens behind that mask of strength. Because spoiler alert, it's not always real strength. Sometimes it's just disguised fear. I was 17 when my mother told me something that marked me forever. "You are so strong, my son, I never see you complain about anything." And I smiled. I thanked her, but inside I was screaming. Because at that moment I realized that I had built such a perfect persona of a strong person that not even my own mother knew I was drowning. Here's a truth no one talks about. Being seen as the strong person is a prison. And the worst part, you build the bars yourself. Let me explain why. When you're always the strong one in the group, people stop asking how you are. Because, oh, so-and-so is fine. They're always fine. Your problems become invisible. Your pain becomes a detail. And you become a walking emotional support for everyone, except yourself. And you know what happens? You start to believe it. You start to think that you really can't fall apart. That your role is to endure. That if you falter, everything will crumble. So you swallow your tears. You push your anxiety under the rug. You smile even when you're breaking inside. But here's the plot twist no one tells you. All that strength? Most of the time it's not real strength. It's a survival mechanism. It's armor you put on because one day you had no choice. And now you don't know how to take it off. Let me show you how it starts. It usually comes from childhood or adolescence. Maybe you had to grow up fast because your parents were going through something difficult. Or you were the older sibling and had to set an example. Or you went through something tough and nobody gave you space to be weak. So you learned vulnerability is danger. Strength is survival. And that works for a while. You become the reliable person. The one who solves everything. The one everyone looks for. And there's even a good side to that, I won't lie. You feel useful, necessary, important. But then there's the price. And man, the price is high. First, you lose the real connection with people, because true friendship, a real relationship, requires vulnerability from both sides. When you only listen and never open up, you never let anyone truly get to know you. You become that person everyone admires but no one really knows. And that's loneliness with an audience. I remember I had about 15 close friends. People I saw every day, who trusted me, who shared everything with me. But when I stopped to think, how many of them really knew me? Did they know what I was truly feeling? Zero. Because I never let them. Second, you develop that I have to handle everything alone mentality. And look, that's incredibly dangerous. Because there comes a point when you're carrying not only your own problems, but everyone else's problems. And you don't ask for help. Because in your mind, asking for help is admitting weakness. And you can't be weak. You're the strong one, remember? So you just keep piling it up. Tough test? Okay, I'll handle it. Fight with girlfriend? I'll deal with it alone. Family pressure about the future? I'll keep it to myself. Anxiety attacking every day? I pretend it does the mirror and you don't recognize who's on the other side anymore. Third, and this is the cruelest, you lose the right to have problems. You know when you're feeling down and someone says, "Wow, but you? I thought you were always doing well?" That hurts more than anything. Because it's like, even in difficult times people don't take you seriously. Because you've built such a solid image that nobody can see you as human. And there are days when you just wish you could say, "Guys, I'm exhausted. I can't take it anymore. I need help." But the words won't come out. Because you're afraid. Afraid of disappointing people. Afraid of losing their respect. Afraid that if you show your weakness, no one will want you around anymore. Now comes the important question. How can you tell if their strength is real or just a mask? Real strength energizes you. A mask drains you. It's that simple. If after helping someone you feel good, light, happy, that's genuine strength. But if you feel drained, irritated, thinking, "Why do I always have to solve everything?" My friend, that's a survival mechanism. You're doing it because you think you have to, not because you want to. Real strength has healthy limits. A mask has no limits at all. If you're able to say, "I can't right now, I need to take care of myself," congratulations, you have real strength. But if you say yes to everything, even when you're at your limit, even when it's hurting you, that's survival. True strength asks for help when needed. A mask dies silently. And look, this is the ultimate test. A truly strong person knows that asking for help isn't weakness, it's emotional intelligence. But if you'd rather break down on your own than let someone see you vulnerable, you're living with armor, not strength. And here's something that changed my life. You weren't born to be strong all the time. You were born to be human. And humans have bad days. They have limits. They have the right to break down. So what should you do if you identified with all of this? How do you remove that armor without feeling too exposed? First step, and perhaps the most difficult. Choose a trustworthy person and test your vulnerability. It doesn't have to be a huge outpouring. It can be something simple like, "Hey, this week has been tough for me," or "I need to vent, do you have some time?" That's all. And see what happens. I bet the person will surprise you. Because good people want to help you too, they just don't know. You need it. When I did this for the first time, I was shaking. Seriously. I texted my best friend saying I wasn't feeling well. And you know what he replied? "Finally, bro. I've been waiting for you to open up for a long time." He knew something was wrong. He was just waiting for me to give him permission to come in. Second step, start observing your patterns. When someone asks for help, do you rush to help? Even when tired? Even with 1,000 things to do? If so, stop, breathe, ask yourself, do I really want to help right now, or am I just afraid of disappointing them? And it's okay to answer, "I can't right now." It's okay to put yourself first sometimes. Third step, stop romanticizing silent suffering. We live in a culture that glorifies the person who endures everything in silence, who never complains, who is strong. But that's toxic. Suffering in silence doesn't make you a hero. It makes you human, slowly destroying yourself. And there's nothing admirable about that. Fourth step, and this one saved my mental health. Seek professional help. Therapy isn't for those in crisis. It's for those who want to live better. And if you've spent years being strong for others, you deserve to have someone who is strong for you. A space where you can take off the mask without fear of judgment. And look, if you're the kind of person who was always seen as strong and now you're realizing how much that hurt you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to grow up so fast. I'm sorry no one gave you permission to be weak. I'm sorry you carried so much weight alone. But I also want you to know, it's not too late to change. It's not too late to take off that armor. It's not too late to learn that you don't need to be strong all the time to be loved. You can be messy, tired, confused, vulnerable, and still be amazing. Because true strength isn't about never falling. True strength is about falling, asking for help to get up, and trying again. It's about having the courage to show your cracks. It's about choosing to be real instead of perfect. In short, if you've always been the strong one, question whether that's real strength or armor. Real strength energizes you, has limits, and asks for help. Armor drains you, has no limits, and isolates you. Try being vulnerable with someone you trust. Stop romanticizing silent suffering. Seek therapy. And remember, you don't need to be strong all the time to be valuable. Tonight, before bed, do this exercise with me. Write down on your phone something you're holding back on your own. Just one thing. You don't need to send it to anyone right now. Just acknowledge that it exists. That's already the first step to removing the armor. Tell me in the comments, are you that kind of strong person? Or do you know someone like that? Let's create a safe space down below so we can talk about this without masks. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who also needs to hear that it's okay not to be okay all the time. See you next time. And remember, you don't have to be strong alone. Bye.